Hey guys, this is Davey from Hive Mind going over our Stageplot tool. Today I'm going to go over kind of the full thing. This is what it looks like right on startup. You can see lots of watermarks, as well as some features are disabled in the free mode. You also only have 10 minutes of free trial before you are forced to upgrade. So yeah, let's just go over the layout. Up here in the top is your project, sign in, feedback, other tools. Let's start by signing in. So if it's your first time, you'll do sign up and you'll create an account. For me, I already have one and obviously my password's saved. So I will sign in, boom, watermarks are gone. I'll look at my account. Great, there's my email. I see what kind of plan I have. I have a perpetual license. Up here in the top, you'll see a project section. Here you can see your stage plots. There's a little preview of them. You can delete them, open them, and just save stuff to your account. There's a feedback button. You can click this if you have features that you want to add, or bugs, or let's just say there's some icons that you wish we had. Submit that in the feedback and we will very promptly add those in. Other tools will take you to the Hive Mind website, where we have some other really helpful tools. Here in this top bar, we have some things about the cable tool. This is your upload project button. So this is for if you save a project, it'll save to your computer as a .plot. It'll save to your downloads folder specifically. And you can then upload this at a later date and it'll load up exactly all the same settings that you had before. This is great for keeping it in Dropbox if you don't want to keep it on this account or sharing between accounts. That's what this button is for. We also have the grid on and off button. We have snap to grid. We also have grid size. All of that can be changed. We have the library here. I'll go over more stuff about the library later. We also have the inspector menu here. This comes into play when you actually select an item. It'll kind of give you more options and more things that you can do with that item. Here in layers, this is just to kind of show where things are, if they live above or below something else. Mainly used for if you have, let's just say you have a drum kit and you have a rug at the bottom of the drum kit, and then you build the whole thing out and then you decide, okay, actually we're going to get rid of the rug. You don't have to move every single individual thing to click the rug or get rid of the rug. You can just get rid of it in here or lock it in place so it can't be moved, or kind of whatever you want. Up here, right below the upload project button and the cable button, is your stage size. You can do units in feet or meters, and then you can kind of change these values to change the actual size of the canvas. There's a little selection box here, so if I put something on the canvas, this will tell me the exact real dimensions of what I've placed on the canvas, as well as the name and the lock state, if it's locked or unlocked. There's a zoom in and zoom out here for the canvas, so you can kind of have full range of control here. You can also click this button to go back to regular full zoom out. Up here in the top right is your undo and redo buttons. There's a little question mark here which takes you to the tutorial. The last thing is in the save page. You can title your stage plot, you can put your name in, upload a client logo or your logo. You can preview it so you can see what it looks like before you export, as well as there's some other things that we'll go over later. Let's go over each thing individually. First thing is the library. We have lots of different folders here. You'll see everything here in the all folder, but if for some reason you're looking for something and it is not appearing here, you can check vintage folder. This is for vintage icons that may or may not look familiar to some of you. And there's a lot of stuff inside of this whole menu as well. So make sure to check that in case you can't find something. You can search. So let's just say guitar. And there's a guitar. When you do use the search function, it does include the vintage icons as well. So that is good to know. Inside of everything, there's subfolders. So instruments, guitars, keys, drums, strings, woodwinds, etc. People, all the different kinds of players, lighting. This is not meant to be like Vectorworks or replacement for Vectorworks at all, but in case you want it to kind of place things, that's there. Stage and set, very, very useful. And then obviously vintage is all that stuff there as well. The next thing is the inspector. So let's add something really quick. Let's add a circle. I have something here, and once I have something selected, the inspector actually tells me everything that I need to know about that object as well as how I can change it. So clear will just make it not selected anymore. Delete obviously deletes it, and you can actually Command Z to bring it back, or click your undo button. You can lock it, unlock it, when I lock it, I can't touch it. I can't do anything to it. I can select it here in the layers to unlock it again. So just be wary. Layer order, this kind of helps if you have lots of other things. You can move it above, below, and then to top or to bottom. You can label it here by just typing in label, and there it appears on the canvas. You can also double click it to label. There we go. Circle. Boom, and it automatically updates and updates down here. You can change the size and the color of that. You can change the stroke color, so like red. You can change the width, so it's nice and thick. You could fill it in with a different color and do all those kind of standard things. There's also some advanced options here for exactly where it's positioned on the stage by exact feet, or meters if you select meters. Let's go to an image-based icon. So acoustic guitar would be a great one. So this is like our standard acoustic guitar. When you have something selected, you can also see up here in the top right, there's your real feet, real dimensions. You can label it again. You can replace the image with something else if you wanted to. And then you can also tint it. So you can tint the color to be kind of, something like that, and change the intensity. So maybe if you're a very organized and color kind of person and have a color key kind of system going on, you can tint everything in like guitar world to be blue and everything in drum world to be green. So that's how that works. There's also cropping. So you can crop an image. So if you bring something in from your desktop, we do actually have that implementation to where we can take a image from our downloads and just drag and drop it, and then boom, there it is on the canvas. So that's pretty cool. And then in advanced options, crop that image, so if you just wanted this Furman in the top rack, you can crop it to be just that. If you want to put something on the canvas and rotate it, like this guitar or this bass player, and let's just say there's a dancer over here on the right, and we want this guy to fully face him. You can actually press the R key on your keyboard to rotate him, and if you hold Shift and R, you can rotate again and kind of rotate him however you want, which is awesome. And then the up and down arrows on your keyboard will scale him up or down. And that goes for every single object. It's the same exact thing, scaling up and down, R and Shift R to scale things. Also down here at the bottom is kind of your key commands cheat sheet, which is really, really cool. So let's just put a little keyboard world together. Let's get like a keyboard stand, and then we're going to do, let's just say a Rhodes. Boom, here's a Rhodes. Okay, cool. So let's rotate our Rhodes to fit on that keyboard stand. Great. And now the problem is, oh man, it's not locked together. That sucks. Like, that's going to make it really hard to work with. So you can click and drag to select both, and then press the G key to group them. Now, if you look down here, it says group. So I can just do keys world. There we go. Now they stick together. And when I rotate them, they still stick together. So great. So this is a great way. Let's just say you have like a drum kit with individual pieces. You can group all of them so that you can rotate them and kind of play around with your stage design. All right, the other tool that we have that is really, really cool and my personal favorite tool is the cable tool. You can see it up here on the top, but I like to trigger it using the C button on your keyboard. So just the letter C. You click it, and then you can start clicking around. And every time you click, it creates a new length of the cable. When you're done, you can press C again, and then boom, it turns them all into these editable joints. So this is great for running, examples of like MIDI lines or even XLR lines, or honestly anything that you want. Maybe even creating a custom shape. If you have a very specific set piece that you want to kind of draw out, you can do this. So that is the cable tool. So here is an example of a stage plot that I built in recent times. One thing I want to show you is when you zoom in, you can use your scrolling. So kind of just two fingers on your trackpad, or you're scrolling on your mouse to kind of scroll around and see things in more detail, like this quad cortex or this pedal board, anything like that. And then I'm going to reset my view here. And there's the full thing again. Once you're ready to export, you're going to click on Save, and then you're going to have all these different options. Let's do that. Let's do Stage Plot Example 1. And this is made by Hive Mind. And we're not going to upload a logo. Actually, let's upload a logo really quick. Let's do Hive Mind. It's going to be this one. Awesome. And then what's awesome is we also include a backline list in export. And what's really cool is that this tool measures out your XLRs. You can drag this screen around. So when I click on something like a cable, it actually selects which cable it is that I'm kind of looking at, which is awesome. So these are all MIDI lines. So let's just do custom. And in the notes, we'll do MIDI. Custom MIDI. You can also remove things. So like singer doesn't belong in a backline. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of our guitar player. Let's get rid of our other guitar player. But we have all of these. And you can add notes for specific types of inputs. You can download this backline list as a CSV or as an XLSX for Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. You can also toggle on and off if you want to include this in the export. So let's quickly look at the preview. This is what it's going to look like if we export right now. I think that looks great. There's our title. There's our logo that we added. And then it's made by here, and it has your stage dimensions here, as well as your backline sheet right here. So that looks good. Let's export as a PNG. Boom, saved right there. You can also do export SVG or PDF, or you could save to account, and this will save directly to your account. So if you want to open it up on a different computer, you can totally do that.